Generic greetings and welcome back to Prison Architect, where the clock is ticking on a failure state. Warning: bankruptcy. You have 24 hours to avert financial disaster. We need to get out of the red, and currently we are 1,436 generic units of currency in the red, and we are receiving minus another nearly 750 a day. So that's suboptimal to say the least, but hopefully with the completion of the inmate nutritional research, that's 15 grand. That then cancels the event. It also means we can change back over to our old regime, which means only 2 eat times per day, which will increase the amount of money we get, or at least decrease the losses, and then we get some more grants, and hopefully this won't be the end of the series. In the previous video, we went ahead and expanded down south and then planned off what we are going to do. So we have a total of 5 cell blocks, I guess you could call them, or the chalet things that people tend to call them as well. We then have an area on the left which is going to be workshop, although it's not the ideal size. It is the size that we're going to go with. And then finally we have a bit in the centre which really doesn't have much of a purpose yet. I was thinking of putting a yard in there because these people walking from here to the yard might be a bit too much. Now the entrance to these cell blocks will be at the top because it's closer to here, but I don't know. Maybe we'll rotate it around and we might have this as a yard. Haven't yet decided. We shall see. Anyway, let's speed up to max speed and crack on, and that is the new max speed, which is ludicrous seed. We've gone to plaid. We also have to make sure that we've got enough cooks. As you can see, we've got 1 cook here trying to clean all of those, and they'll also be going in the centre and cleaning all of that. We technically need a couple more cooks to be maximum on maximum efficiency, but I guess it's not a huge issue at this stage because, well, we are saving a lot, but also the prisoners do work there. There was some discussion last episode about maybe perhaps changing it so that we... What? Prisoner intake. We have averted disaster by receiving some prisoners? A couple of prisoners. 3 prisoners. I'm guessing that we have prisoners have left. 4 prisoners have been released. We have released prisoners. So they're not gone through the parole because we don't have one. But they have been released as a standard. Okay. They have an exposure status effect. Naughty. Let's go over to intelligence, and we can see that none of them have traits that we... Well, none of them have traits. End of conversation, basically. They don't have question marks on there. So, looks like the prisoners are being fed. We have only 11% to go on the inmate nutritional research, and we are still receiving... well, we're still in negative, but it's not a huge issue at this stage because, as I said, we're going to be finishing this soon. You can see there are prisoners being trained to work in the kitchen. In fact, there you go. Some of them have just gone in there and they are now cooking up these meals. Meals which, quite frankly, I don't think they will serve because this is going to be served at around 4 o'clock-ish, I believe. There's one of them grants done. We're going to go over to grants again and we're going to get cell block B. If we just check then, our regime, yes, they are cooking for this time, which, to be honest with you, I'm just going to change it over to lock up after the end of that. We're just going to also double make sure that we now go to medium, and then, to be honest with you, if you wanted to, you could put it to low and low, because we've got a day where they've been really... they're being fed very well, so it's best to change it to that so then they don't overeat on the night, and then, you know, it means we can just save a bit of money. Specifically, we're actually saving enough to get some positive stuff now, which is good. Anyway, let's spend a load of money. So let's place the perimeter wall around the outside of the new area. We are going to do both walls like so, and then along to here. This one will be changed, so we do need to do that. Sadly, if you remove a wall, it doesn't... you don't get the stuff back. You can't just like remove the bricks piece by piece like you're moving a really old building and changing it or whatever, which is a bit of a shame. We have not got any... bank loan is currently 28 grand. We only got 25, remember, but interest, etc. And you can see credit rating is minus 8.9, but if you keep a watch on it, it's starting to increase. So that should be hopefully okay. We might have to sell some shares. I don't think there's really any other way of going about it. I'm very tempted to keep our quantity and variety to low, And I think that would be of some benefit. Let me just go over to the, where is it? Walls, demolish walls, and we want to demolish all of those walls along here. And there we are. We just need to put then staff doors in there, 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 and there. And that one can be dismantled. That can be demolished. That can be demolished. And that can be dismantled. And technically, that should be about right. And you can see they are using this way as well. Sadly, still negative cash flow. We're going to go over to our deployment, staff only. We can set that to staff only, and that centre section as well. So that's good. That is now fine. Just make sure that's good. That's alright. That doesn't need to be set. Right, okay. I am going to try and save a bit of money. So what I want to do is get rid of a couple of workers. Get rid of one of those. Get rid of... I don't really want to get rid of the guards, but we are over-guarded. Or overstaffed in that, on that front. And the money that we've got is not enough to build another one of these. I don't know what the solution is. I know of a solution. I'm going to give them 20% pay cut. That is going to drastically affect the staff morale. Staff morale will go to low, which basically means they become very lazy. And if you try to search, they will often miss things. They will, yeah, I think that there might be other effects as well, like slowing down and such, but I'm not entirely sure. We are going to do a shakedown, because finding stuff is really good for us because we get money from it. We're now on positive cash flow after that, but you can see staff morale, it says high. It won't be high for long. It will start to drop, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. Let's go over to our planning and just remove some of this planning here. We don't need any of that planning. That planning is all fine. That can be removed. And there we are. Yeah. Now this, that's currently this dirt. When it starts to snow, that should change the ground. Should. Whether or not it does, I don't know. Now, I'm going to keep the meal quantity and variety to low because, well, obviously we do have more prisoner intake. Dennington. Mark Dennington. License to commit crimes revoked, which is why you're here, mate. Sorry about that. Yeah, we do... what were you doing over there, Andrew Hare? Search prisoner. Well, what you were doing is actually giving us money. Didn't realise it, but he has. Right, so while that's cracking on, let's just see. If we were to make this a yard, would that be good? No, because the whole point in having these yards at this size was so they can quickly go there. So we don't need to make that a yard. This is going to be, as I mentioned, the protective custody area. There will be one on the top as well. We then have this building in the centre, which currently doesn't really have a purpose, so I don't know what to do about it. If we did something like that, we could have... Could we have solitary like that? Come in here, go down. We could do that. Oh look, it's you, the murderer. I'm just going to search you, and you're shouting about warmth. Yeah. There was some comment on, I think, a very early video in the series, saying that our solitary should be outside. I thought that was quite, yeah, an interesting decision. So they wanted to have it so essentially we would have it like that, yeah. So you have the door there and then have that across. In fact, we could probably do it like this. And have the solitary like that. So you have the doors there and then the toilet there. Outside. So they get the exposure trait. That is maybe taking the punishment a little bit too far. And I was going to say, I'll put it over to public consensus. But I can almost guarantee that people, for a laugh, will say put it outside. And yeah, some things shouldn't be put to a vote. Probably won't comment on what those things are, but maybe that is one of them. So, I'm still tempted to do it though. Anyway, I digress. Sleep time, shakedown. Shakedown time. It's currently snowing, so it will probably change this ground. Or it might not, because that is classed as a texture, and I don't know if it changes the ground. Anyway, you can see we are finding things, which is good. In terms of our grading, we currently have 5 prisoners released. If I set a parole, it would mean that they would probably go through that system and it would be better. Let me just double check. Staff morale is still high. Going to give them another pay cut. I don't like to do it, but we're going to do that. We're going to go over to programs. We can see that it says 8 finished, 5 passed. We can stop the kitchen safety and hygiene then. We can go over to our bank loan. We are still in negatives, but it's getting better, which is fine. Intake, still open. I know I could get Max Sec. Supermax is in here now as well, which I believe is a recent addition, so you now get Supermax prisoners. I would like to do that, and that will probably be the next prison. Certainly not in this configuration at this stage. That's not the intention. And yes, from last series, yes, I'm trying to avoid the whole Max Sec stuff. Well, actually, more specifically, the gang prison. But it was an interesting one. Just wouldn't want to repeat it because it was a lot of work. They tend to sit around underneath the bleachers, maybe because it's snowing. You can see there they have this exposure status effect, but it doesn't seem to do a lot at this stage. I mean, it's always internal winter. And oh, I wonder where you've been, Tim. Search prisoner. The fact that they stop dead is a positive and a bit of a negative as well. There they've got a lighter. It's if they say search them over there, it means that the guard has to walk all the way there. So you're best off just essentially having them come in and then search them that way. And more often than not, they'll go through the metal detector and trigger that. Danger level is going up because they're saying they've been unnecessarily searched. Deterrent is punishments are being handed out, and 2 prisoners are suppressed and compliant. I don't know why they're suppressed because we don't have, as far as I can tell, any suppression effects going from anywhere. Why would that be? Why would that be the case? I don't know. In terms of our white walls then, let's see if we can get... that's a grand. That's a grand. Insufficient funds to do the back bit. Brilliant. Why is that green when we open that? What's that all about? That's a new one. I need 500 for that. Do we have any logs? Yes, we do have. For whatever reason, you tend to just have a couple of logs sitting about. I don't know why. It's just something that tends to happen. I'm just trying to build the foundations there. Because even just getting some prisoners will be worth it. In terms of the heating, though, at the moment, the heating for that is coming from this boiler. But we don't currently have any heating available for these buildings because it's too far out of the way. Now that one may be able to supply those too, but the other ones not so much. So the question then becomes, where do we put a boiler? Well, I was tempted to place one in here, and here. There's bird. See that? When they were sort of stuttering, it's to do with the speed. If you have it on old max speed and current max speed, they do this sort of like, yeah, like that. In fact, no, they're doing that as they're walking. I don't know why they're doing that. Maybe the snow. Maybe we'll never know. Either way, I'll speed up to max speed. I mean, to be fair, they can get there and probably get the same stuff thrown over. I'm going to search the prisoners. There we go. And then, oh look, whiskey. Booze. Right. So, where is the best place to put a water boiler? Good question. Don't know the answer to it. Where could we put it? I'm tempted to put one on the outside there and one on the outside there. I wonder if it tells me the distance. No. That's also annoying. Small pipe, used to connect items like toilets, showers, sinks, etc. to your large pipe network. The pressure is much lower, so there is limited length that a small pipe can run before the pressure becomes too low. Doesn't tell us what that is, just tell us that there is a limited length. And that looks quite pretty in the logistics menu. Very nice. Anyway, so, boilers. Where can we place a boiler? I have no idea. Can I sell some shares? I can. I get 5 grand. Not even worth it. I guess because of the bank loan. Yeah, it's massively reducing it. So, staff morale is still high. If I took a 30% pay cut, I don't think I'd be too keen. Although YouTube ad revenue every week is about 30% less. Right, so do I want to give him a 40% pay cut? No. Am I going to do it? No. And they are going over there. Search prisoner. See, because of the... Yeah, look at that. When it's max speed, they just can't get out. Normal speed, then. No, maybe it is just that they are dumb and like bashing their head against a brick wall. Yeah, I don't want to give any people more of a pay cut. I don't want to change things and sell anything else. I don't want to sack people. That prisoner has just been released. Clyde the Boogeyman Stickle. Prisoner number 8919267. Currently being treated because of drugs. They really want drugs. They have 25, nearly 26 generic units of currency to their name. And they are heading out. And there they go. And I've just ordered them back by accident. I don't think they can. And because it's not parole, we don't get any money for that. Should really delete that CEO's letter. But it means we are going to get some more money. Money that we will need to get this. So, I think we will get another grant. All these are locked though. Get rid of that. Get prisoner manufacturing facility, which gives us some extra money. Right. That's a bit iffy, but whatever. It's happened. Even just getting this one little bit done would be worth it. The question is, as I said, where am I going to put the water boiler? With that water boiler up there, we have got a space in this corner that's pretty much not doing anything. Could put a water boiler in that corner. It's a bit of a retrofit, a bit of a hack, but brilliant. Don't even have the funds for that. But is that the way to go? It might be the way to go. It might be the way to go. Credit rating is in the negative, but... Oh, and two overdoses. Oh, we're having a shakedown. I should also probably do a tunnel search, because we haven't got dogs patrolling, so they could be tunneling out for all I know. Normally I do these searches at night, but I'm doing it now. And manually opening the front doors as this stuff is getting brought in. Staff morale still high. Food is still set to low quantity and low variety. Food needs are being fulfilled quite happily. I think we could probably put it on medium and just have one time where they eat. Let's try that. Let's see how much it costs. Regime. Where would we put it? Right in the centre, I think. Lock up. Would I have lockup? Lockup is, yeah, you probably want lockup. Maybe each right at the end then. I know what we could do. Right, we'll do it that way then. Let's just check first. Policy. Cost per prisoners, 2 per day. Actually, no, total is 38 per day. I'm just going to double check. $38 per day. Medium. Medium. But that's only with 1 eat. Low and low it is. Keep it at that. Seems to work. Okay. Eat time there then. Shame. I was going to put eat time here. Sorry, eat time there. Lock up still where it is. And change this over to work/free time. Because then we'd still have the same amount. We would still have the same amount of work/free time. 8 hours in total. Right, tunnel search. They are now going to search the toilets. This isn't something that they will necessarily find. It's not a like a definite we will find tunnels if they are there, but it's a good chance. Staff morale is still high somehow. So it means that, yeah, essentially they're still happily searching stuff. If it goes to low, they will often miss things. So there we are. Right, so next episode we're going to get 1 normal prisoner. We have 7 prisoners up for parole. Do you know what? It's very tempting to get parole in. I'm going to get parole in. If I get parole in now, yes, it's going to cost me the remaining money that I have. But what it means is that if we 7 up prisoners up for parole, have a total of 4 parole per day, because we can have that, it means that we'll get $3,000 if the parole is a success. So that's actually a nice, decent earner if we can get that sorted. And we might even increase the parole cutoff. Come on, come on. There we go. That's that done. Currently not got, it's got no lights in, but we care not. Technically, I think the parole cutoff at 33% is the best. Because you get $3,000. So 33%, I guess that works out. So $9,000, but they could reoffend. Yeah, so that's like probably the ideal amount, I think. Haven't done the maths on it. Probably won't do the maths on it. Parole hearing, 7 in queue. No equipment. Well, that'll be sorted shortly. New arrival. Simon Darcy. Fearless. Not intimidated by the sight of armed guards and less likely to surrender during a fight. Right, schedule programs. There you go. We now have parole hearing. And what we should have is... Hang on. Where is it? What am I looking for? Halls and doors. Visitor table. It's already in. Visitor door is what I meant. Let's get the visitor door, which means they can then go this way. And hang on. No, that just didn't happen. Did those go out and through this door rather than through there? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. The visitors went through the front. That's annoying. I think I know why. I think it calculates the doors. So, technically to go to there, it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No! It's exactly the same amount of doors. I know not why. Anyway, bird released. Right, that's $3,000. Okay. Unless they reoffend, in which case, that's all kind of bad. They didn't reoffend. We can get the building done. No, we can't. I'm still not. I don't have enough. Right, we're going to leave it there. Next episode, we will hopefully have enough to build this cell block, and then that means we can get more prisoners, which means the money goes up. Yes, we have averted disaster. You've obviously got something on you. Search prisoner. We've averted disaster. Obviously, we were at a point where we were bankrupt or becoming, getting low. Actually, no, we triggered the failure state of bankrupt. So yeah, that's a problem. Oh, we probably need to put a radiator into that place at some point. I will probably sort that out later on. But we also need to place the boilers somewhere too. Haven't yet decided. Either way, we have now got a parole room. I'm going to put another one in as well. Next episode, we'll hopefully have enough money to get this done, which means we can get more prisoners, which means not only more money for the prisoners turning up, but also more money for daily cash flow, which means better access to this. Working on cell block B, which is increase the prisoner capacity to 50, which means pretty much getting this full row done. Once we've done that, we'll have to then work out solitary. Protective custody is something that we're just going to have to deal with if and when, as in if we get someone that comes through that's a snitch or ex-law enforcement, we'll have to just... I don't know what we'll have to do at that stage. I think we'll just have to risk it. And yes, these did come that way. Brilliant. Is it because this area is staff only? Is that it? Is it because this area at the back is staff only? It could be. It could be. What I'm going to do to try things... deployment, shared, that. Let's see if that makes any difference before we stop there. There's our intake. Stephen Sir Writes a Lot, royalty, prison number 9091827. Unknown traits. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that guard is very pissed off. Ah, and look, no more positive morale. Nope, it just popped up. Okay, we're fine. Oh, darn, I missed the visitation as well. I missed the visitation. That's the problem with it being this speed. And there's a lot of overdoses in there. There's a lot of overdoses. I'm just checking out visitation. Waiting for people to come on the outside. Are they going to use that bit there now that it's not staff only? Or not? I don't think it'll make any difference whatsoever. But if it does, I'll place a door there and a door down here. And it means that then we can have this as anyone can go there. But then the rest of it's staff only. That would make sense. That would make sense. Nobody's coming for visitation. Let's see how these leave. I wonder where you're going. I'll have to search that prisoner eventually. They're just wandering around, acting all suspicious like. Yeah, not unnecessarily searched recently. Okay, it's like watching paint dry. Can't see it. So, we're going to leave it there. Next episode. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they went that way. We will do all the things that I've mentioned about 20 minutes ago when I was supposed to end the video. Hope you have enjoyed this one and the series thus far. Comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care and generic partings.